Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up, we're going to talk about what we know and what we don't know about Disney's Riviera Resort on this week's episode of the DVC Show. The DVC Show is brought to you by the DVC Store. For more than 25 years, the DVC Store has been helping people save money on Disney Vacation Club. Check out all their current resale listings at dvcstore.com or give them a call at 1-800-550-6493. And by the DVC forums on disboards.com. Check out some of the great information on every aspect of Disney Vacation Club on our forums at disboards.com and join in the conversation. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Warner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Ms. Jackie Gailey.
Hi, everybody.
From the DVC Store, Ms. Jamie Carr.
Hi.
Our associate producer, Mr. Corey Fiasconaro.
Howdy.
And joining us via Skype, Mr. Pete Shidley.
Hey, everyone.
And just to remind everybody, as we do every week now, be sure to check out our blog, dvcfan.com, and our Facebook group, also called DVC Fan. Both are doing really well, really happy with it. It's been fun writing again. I haven't written in a long time. And trying to force myself to get back into a rhythm of writing. And
I like it.
It's different. It's different. But we're going to talk about Riviera. Now that as of the time of recording, the 7-month booking window just recently opened, and it was kind of a weird experience. I wanted to make sure, because again, I have to use my direct points for that. I can't use any of my resale points because I bought after the restrictions came into effect in January. But I knew I wanted to get a 1-bedroom preferred view, 3 nights. And 8 o'clock, the morning of the 16th, I was on, and I couldn't get the 16th. I could get the 17th and everything after it, but the 16th was sold out. I was like, oh, that kind of sucks now, you know, because that was the 7-month window. I have to wait till the next day and hope I can get the 17th. But then, like, 2.5 hours later, well, let's just go double check. All of a sudden, it was available. So I was able to book it. I was able to book those 3 nights.
Nice.
In a 1-bedroom preferred view.
Really nice.
I also have a cash reservation. I made that as soon as they opened up cash like 100 years ago. But what we know so far, for certain, well, the proposed opening date, December 16th of 2019. Room types are tower studios, deluxe studios, 1- and 2-bedroom units, and 3-bedroom grand villas. Tower studios being the new thing. Mm-hmm. This is a new type of room for Disney Vacation Club. These are designed to sleep 2, and they have a Murphy bed. I think they're about 245 square feet is what I remember seeing somewhere.
Yeah, I remember that.
And these have a Murphy bed that pull down, as opposed to just the regular. Well, even the deluxe studios now in Riviera are going to have a queen size bed and a queen size Murphy bed. And while some people are kind of like not okay with that, I got to tell you something. When I looked at the model, it looked incredible, and it really added a lot more space because the Murphy bed is located where the couch is. It's part of the couch. So when it's up, there's a couch there. And then when you pull the Murphy bed down, the top of the couch folds down. So I thought it was a really brilliant use of space and opened up that room a lot more. Made it a studio, because like usually if I have a studio, I'm either by myself with one other person, and we don't need that second bed. And so having that space is a great option. It is going to be on the Skyliner. It's going to be a Skyliner resort, which means there's a Skyliner terminal connected to the resort. And something I'm very excited about, the new restaurant that's going to be opening. It's going to be a rooftop restaurant at the top of Riviera called Topolino's. It's going to be Mediterranean cuisine, Italian cuisine.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what we know for certain.
And they're going to do a character breakfast too, which
They're
is
going to
really
do a character
cool.
breakfast at Topolino's.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything there that we know? Those are my highlights,
Let's
but
see.
I don't think we're missing anything.
I don't think you are. I think the tower rooms is all the
tower rooms, all
is
the
all
rage.
is all the rage on the disc boards right now.
And especially
Definitely.
because those rooms are a smaller point value. I was seeing like there were nights where it was 11 points, 12 points a night.
Oh, it's cheaper
yeah.
than that.
Into your mic.
It's cheaper than that. I was seeing as low as 8 points a night.
Was it really?
Uh-huh.
If anyone's familiar with cruising, I like to compare them to the inside stateroom category.
Oh, sure.
I think that's the best way to sum that up if you're a cruiser is that that's about what you're getting. You're getting the bed, you're getting a nightstand, and there's always the famous debate. I don't spend any time in the room.
Yeah.
And so if you don't, there you go. And if you do, then you got to move on up to a studio.
Well, yeah, because the Tower Studio is a non-starter for me. I'm a space guy. I need to have space, and even a studio, a regular deluxe studio, is on the smaller side for me. Like the one bedroom is perfect for me.
Yeah.
I like having that space, so I bought my points around that model that I wanted one bedrooms. But those Tower Studios, if you don't, it's going to be another scenario where if you don't own there, you're not going to get them. Right now, you might be lucky because it's pre-construction, or it's in construction. It hasn't opened yet, so there's not a ton of existing owners booking up at 11 months out.
It's going to be the value view concierge level
exactly.
Animal Kingdom Jumbo. That's what it's going to be comparative to.
Compared exactly to that, the value studios, or the value rooms at Animal Kingdom. If you look at the numbers, there's, I believe, up to 18 studios that you can get at Animal Kingdom in the value category, and I believe there are only going to be 20 of these Tower Studios. So it's going to be one of those things that at 11 months it's going to be gone.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to get if you don't own there.
I would not buy my contract with the intention of always planning on those studios.
And I was just going to add to that. That's interesting Pete said that, because it's going to be interesting on a resale perspective to see the smaller contracts that come out of this, because people are going to be buying their points based on 5 nights or 7 nights in that studio, and you're going to see, I think, more small point contracts come up based on people buying with the intent that they're only buying enough. So it kind of opens up to people that want to stay there, but they're going to buy less points, and it will convert to actually what they need. But as he said, I wouldn't buy my points based on that, but I think it'll be interesting to see how many more small point listings come on the market for Riviera because of that.
Well, that's what I kept saying to Fiasco as he was going through his process of figuring out how many points to buy. He was looking at the cheapest point values in studios, and I'm like, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Unless you are going to buy at that resort and you're going to book them 11 months out. And even then, you're going to be fighting to get these rooms. So don't base it on studios. And I think that's as true here, if not more so, with these Tower Studios. Some of the pushback that people have given, and this has been one of my observations too, is where this is located. It is located in what used to be part of Caribbean Beach Resort. And so here you have this, what's going to be allegedly this beautiful Mediterranean resort in the shadow of the Caribbean, which makes absolutely no sense. Now, there was a time where line of sight theming mattered to Disney. That time is long since passed. The minute they put up the Tangle Tower in Fantasyland, and as you're walking through Liberty Square
To go
to the Haunted Mansion, and there's the Tangle Tower, it's like, okay, wait, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't. So line of sight theming has gone out the window for a while now with Disney. But on the upside, I got to tell you, when I was not interested in this resort at all prior to taking the tour and seeing the rooms. And I got to tell you, I thought the rooms were gorgeous. I thought they were gorgeous. And I think if this is done correctly, if they make this a true luxury resort, and that's what it's going to have to be. And I say luxury, not deluxe, because deluxe and luxury aren't the same thing, especially in by Disney standards. This is going to have to be a luxury resort. There are words being thrown around. This is the Grand Floridian of Epcot. Okay. Well, based on the experience I just had in the Grand Floridian, that's a kind of low bar to hit right now. But that being said, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, seeing the rooms, I had to stop and think, did I want to buy points there? But then I came back to that resale restriction they have with these. That's the other difference with this resort, is that if you decide you want to sell it, you buy in there and you want to sell it, whoever buys it can only use those points there. They can't use them at the other DVC resorts. And as a result, we think that that may have a very negative impact on the resale value of these properties. But what do you guys think about Riviera? Based on what you've seen, what you've heard, we'll start with you, Jamie. What's your take on it?
I think, to go back to the comment about luxury, when you're charging over $200 a point, which again, they passed the 200 mark not too long ago, you have to take it to the next level. I mean, we're in a whole different game now. When you go from $100 a point, $200 a point, you have to meet the next expectation. So whether it's Disney or not, there's expectations met, but you have to take it to the next degree to get people, especially with the restrictions on reselling. So, I've been around for a lot of resorts that have opened, and I think we were discussing earlier that the renderings typically do match. They're very close. I think it does have the potential with the location, the Skyliner, to be the Grand Floridian of that side of the park. But I think that the tower rooms for me are still kind of where I'm sticking on. If you're going to take it to luxury, that kind of takes it the opposite way for me.
Well, I think we have to wait to see the tower studios because they may be absolutely stunning and just very small. I was surprised that those were not included in the models that Disney was showing. They showed a deluxe studio and a one-bedroom. And one of the aspects of the one-bedroom that blew me away, double showers. Those rooms have double showers. You've got a tub. It's kind of like a split bathroom design. You have a tub and shower on one side, and you have a walk-in shower on the other. So
kind of like Polynesian Studio.
I haven't seen the bath. Yes, I think so. Yes.
So the one you've got the tub and the toilet and sink in the one bathroom, and then you've got the walk-in shower and a sink in the second bathroom.
Yeah, I've only seen one briefly.
Yeah, so it's the same. They're following the same trend, which has been very popular.
Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, that's a game changer.
Because multiple people can get ready at the same time, and I think that's the part when you're thinking about the fact that people buy the DVC because they're a family, they've sized out a hotel rooms, things like that. You have multiple people trying to get ready for a dinner reservation at the same time. You have multiple people that are trying to do different things. And I think that Polynesian, that met a whole new mark that they didn't even realize. So if they're going to take it to the luxury level, they needed to do that. They needed a second bathroom.
Okay. Pete, what about you? What are your thoughts on Riviera?
Well, I'm kind of with you that I wonder, it's a as you say, hopefully it's a luxury resort, but it's plopped right next to a moderate resort and not probably the nicest of moderate resorts. What are the views going to be like? What are, if you're walking along the pool, they talked about, there's going to be a promenade along the lake. I'm walking along the promenade at my European style resort, and I'm looking out at,
Martinique
bungalows. And it just, I don't know how that's going to work. The views from the room as well. One of the things, someone did the calculation, and there's standard view and preferred view rooms. Only 25% of the resort is standard view room. They're saying 75% are preferred views. what's preferred? I mean, looking out at the Caribbean beaches preferred, I don't know. So that to me is the biggest question mark, is how that resort is gonna sit. I think the gondolas are going to be a big hit with people. Coming from my handle is Skier Pete, right? So I'm familiar with gondolas from ski resorts. I think there's a lot of nervousness about them, but I think people are going to love them in the actual utilization of them. To have two resorts be so handy, and especially, as I said, Epcot, it's probably going to be 5-8 minutes to that international gateway. That's going to really make people put it in with that beach club and boardwalk category that's so close to Epcot that a lot of DVC people like. Yeah, I mean, I think it's got a lot of potential. I'll be curious to see it. I hope I can get into it before too much longer.
Jackie, what about you? You've been following all the updates with it as you update the DIS. Jackie being our senior content director. What are your thoughts as a DVC member, kind of watching this unfold? What are you excited about? What are you not excited about?
Well, I've been really excited about this resort ever since they announced it, because it's different from anything that is there now. And I am really big on kind of having this whole experience in the resort. Like, now that we're semi-local, I like to hang out in the resorts and really check out everything the resorts have to offer. So I think that the pool looks just gorgeous. I love that it's right on the water. I like the little promenade area that you see in the renderings. There's going to be a lot of different restaurants and cafes, and there's a bar, a couple of lounges, and then the rooftop restaurant. I'm really excited about that, and I'm especially excited about the Tower Studios. I really, truly am. Our kids are getting older, and sometimes my husband and I just like to go off, the two of us, and it's while we do like the room, the space. I like Pete. I like to have more room, except that these Tower Studios are really intriguing to me, because I like the idea of getting rid of the bed. When you get up in the morning, I don't like to look at the bed. Like, I want to fold it up and have it be a sofa, because then it feels like, okay, it's time to get up. It's a different space now. We're going to sit down and have our coffee. And I'm really fascinated, and I'm very disappointed that they did not bring that into the I'm forgetting the word now. I'm bummed that you can't walk through those and check them out.
The models, yeah.
The model. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. I'm disappointed.
Maybe because they're so limited. Maybe because there's so few of them planned.
Yeah.
For the resort. But I don't understand that. Why create them?
Yeah.
If you're automatically creating an availability issue, you're automatically creating disappointment from people that are not going to be able to use them because you have so few of them.
Because there aren't many. Yeah.
See, I think it's a sales pitch, though, right? It's like you can stay here starting at 12 points a night.
Right. Well, and maybe they'll...
Yes, exactly. 100%.
And if people really love them, maybe they're going to put some into Lakeside. Who knows, really?
I think it's a testing situation, too.
It's Reflections.
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 Lakeside.
Yes,
Lakeside, Reflections.
Lakeside Alternatives is a mental health facility here in Orlando.
Oh, my gosh.
So, although the place that the drawings of Reflections do make it look, the minute I saw it, I'm like, I think I went to rehab there. Because that's kind of what it looks like. But yeah, Corey.
So I just wanted to give my feedback on what we're like. So for Riviera, it's beautiful, and it's definitely something that draws me in. And as far as the proximity to Caribbean Beach goes, I can understand everybody's point on it, but it honestly doesn't bother me at all. And I honestly look at it kind of like a plus. I like how close it is to Caribbean Beach, because you have more options as far as like Sebastian's Bistro and stuff.
Good point.
And that kind of segues into me what I do have a problem with. And I know we have the gondolas, and I know that's a extra form of transportation that's going to be able to get us other places. But what I do have a problem with is its proximity to other things to do. So like you look at Beach Club and Boardwalk, you can just walk to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. You look at, the Contemporary, Grand Floridian, Polynesian, right there by Magic Kingdom. I have a problem my problem is that it isn't really that close to anything major. And what I'd kind of like to see them do at Riviera is, well, first of all, I'd like them to have a spa option, because that's my new kicks now is the spa. And
he's been spending too much time with Pete.
Yeah, really.
But the other thing I'd like is a more of a diverse shopping option. They have this going on at the Grand Floridian, where they have a variety of different small shops, which I like. They have the clothing and cologne and perfume store. They have their traditional Disney gift shop. They also have a Basin, which is like a bath store. I really like that. What really kind of like irks me a little bit is when you go to like a moderate or even a deluxe resort, and the shopping there kind of feels blah. So I'd like, because it's not directly located near something major that you can easily get to. I know we have the gondolas again, but I don't put that on the same level as being able to walk into Epcot or walk to Magic Kingdom. I'd like them to have more diverse shopping options, which we're not sure that we're going to get yet, but it's just what I'd like to see.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
One thing I wanted to say too. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Pete.
That brings up a question to me that we don't know as well. One of the sales points might be, hey, you got this gondola, you can also go to the boardwalk and the beach club area for restaurants and things like that. But how late are the gondolas going to run? Are they going to close down an hour after the park closes? Then what good does that do you if you want to go to boardwalk afterwards, you want to go to Jelly Rolls, you want to go to some of the bars there, and then you're done and you go back over there and the gondola's shut down. How do you get back?
Yeah, so exactly.
Big question mark to me is, how long are the gondolas going to run after the parks close?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
And the other thing that we should point out too with Riviera are the maintenance fees on Riviera contracts, which are just this side of $9 a point, which puts them in line with Hilton Head and Vero Beach. But at least with Hilton Head and Vero Beach, you're paying $65, $70 a point, versus what by the time this airs will be $210 a point. It's supposed to go to $210, I believe, the beginning of June. Mm-hmm. We're recording this the end of May. That, and it's speculated that the reason the maintenance fees are so high is because Riviera has to absorb part of the cost of maintaining the gondola system. Same reason that maintenance fees are a bit higher at Animal Kingdom Lodge. They have the Savannah and the Animals. Those maintenance fees have to pay a portion of that. So in my opinion, if this is not out of the park, full on luxury resort that the vast majority of people, when they go and go, oh my God, this is incredible. If that's not the response to this, they're in trouble. They are in trouble with the resale restrictions, the maintenance fees, which I think is something else turning people off. Nothing scares away potential DVC members. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. No. Like high maintenance fees. So I think I want this resort to succeed. I want this resort to do well. The whole Mediterranean vibe is right up my alley. I love that stuff. I love one of my, if not my favorite resort in all of Orlando is Portofino Bay at Universal, because I think they did an incredible job capturing that vibe, that Italian Mediterranean vibe. So I'm rooting for this to succeed. But they've got to do something they really haven't done before. Yeah. They build some beautiful resorts for DVC, but they haven't built a luxury one yet. Even Aulani, as gorgeous as it is not what I consider a luxury resort. That's what this needs to be, in my opinion. And whether or not it will be, it looks like it's got the makings of it, but whether or not they're actually going to do it. So anything else anybody wants to add on?
One point I wanted to say with the Skyliner, and one of the things I've been focused so much on about this is that, you know, when you are on a monorail resort, you still always find a line waiting for the next monorail, usually. You know, there's usually a wait, and there's usually, you know, for the buses, it can be up to 20 minutes for the next bus, and you're going to the bus stop and you just missed the whatever bus you wanted, so you're waiting a while, right? But the gondolas are just going to be continuously loading. So I feel like I've always felt like time is money when you're at Disney, and you want to get to where you're going as quick as you can. And so, you know, like Fiasco was mentioning the 5 to 8 minute, or I think Pete was, the 5 to 8 minute time to get to Epcot. I think that's going to really be a huge hit for people with these things continuously loading. It's going to go through a lot of people and get them going.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's really going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Well, we're going to find out eventually,
pretty soon.
right?
Yeah.
About 7 months from now.
Yeah.
6, 7 months from now. All right. That is going to do it. Oh, do you have something else?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I think we covered it all.
I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
All right. That is going to do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next week with another edition of the DVC Show. Have a great week, everybody.